Hello, everyone. I'm Heather Newman, community reporter from Microsoft Ignite, and I am here with Catherine Boeger, who is the GM of Microsoft 365, which you can see right above us up here. We're in the Microsoft 365 booth. It is amazing. We'll talk about that a little bit. Catherine, hello.
Hi, Heather. It's great to see you again.
I know, it's great to see you as well. What a booth.
I know. It's awesome. What an Ignite, right? It's
Yes.
come so far, and I'm
Yeah.
so excited to be here. It's one of my favorite times of year.
Awesome. And you have been all over the place doing all kinds of things. It's been so fun to watch you. I saw you at the welcome reception for the Humans of IT.
Yeah.
Will you talk about that? And I know that's very important to you.
Absolutely. So a few years ago, we really realized that we were having a lot of great tech conversations, and we were building an amazing community with our Microsoft community and tech community, but we really wanted to have more authentic conversations about what it's like to be a person in IT. And so it started with the concept of diversity in technology to open up the conversation, and we started that about 2 years ago, and it's really evolved, and what's so amazing is how authentic people are and how willing and open they are to share their true stories. And what happens with that is it makes them connect so much more deeply with one another and takes those relationships to such a much stronger place when they go back to the workplace. They have people they can really turn to and ask for help from and questions around.
Yeah.
So it's been really amazing to see how that's grown.
Yeah, I think all of us at the end of the day, we just want to belong.
Yeah.
Right? And that belonging of being able to go to something like that and talk about work, talk about personal development, talk about mental health. Like, we don't have that everywhere, and it's really exciting that Microsoft is really going forth on that.
Well, and it's not just about Microsoft, it's about like every company has these opportunities and these conversations. So when we first did this, I remember a session last year, people were like, we're not having this conversation at my job. Like, how can you help me bring this back? And so it's so powerful to be able to just start having these questions and conversations and doing things like community mentors.
Right.
To make people feel like they've got a group of people they can go to and rely on outside of their organization if that's what's helpful and needed.
Absolutely. So we've got so much going on here at the Microsoft 365 booth. I mean, it's amazing. So will you talk about sort of the different sections a little bit?
Yeah, you know, the thing, obviously, we want to talk about product, and people come to Ignite to learn about the new features and functions and what's out there and how we can help them adopt and use. And that's actually been my favorite part of how Ignite has evolved. It's less about trying to tell people what we have and more about how helping them adopt what they already have and getting the most benefit out of that. And so we've got a huge product section to the right. This is sort of the experience hub. And so what it's meant to do is let you experience Microsoft 365 in the workplace through customer stories, through how other companies are benefiting from Microsoft 365, and then through hands-on experiences back here and sort of the showcase where you can walk through the products hands-on in a more collected experience across products, so not just product specific. And then of course we have Fast Track, we have our immersion experiences, and then as part of Ignite we've got this new concept of unconferences, which is really fun. So there's just a lot going on.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always love seeing you, and it's been so fun to sort of watch your journey. And how long have you been at Microsoft?
Well, that's
A long.
yeah. You know, it's over 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
long
awesome.
time, long time. But it's great, and it's been fun, and you know, it's always changing, and I feel like I learn something new every day, which is why I've been here so long.
Absolutely. And how about a little origin story? Where are you from, and how did you come up in IT?
Wow. Well, I was actually born in Switzerland. My mother's Swiss. I've spent a lot of my time on a farm in Switzerland, milking cows and learning German. And then DC is kind of my home base. My dad was a diplomat, so he was in the Foreign Service, so got to spend a lot of time overseas. Actually, in a lot of countries where they were evolving from communism. So I was in Hungary when actually democracy took over. So it was really exciting to just see different cultures, different people have different conversations. And for me, the way I got involved in technology was that it changes so fast and it adapts, and that's just something that I'm really passionate about. And it can help people with their goals and what their companies can do to transform the world.
Yeah, that's so cool. I've milked a cow. I grew up in Indiana, so I know what you're talking about.
It's one of those like trivia questions. You know, I put it out there like 2 truths and a lie, and they're like, "You've never milked a cow?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we're from the Midwest or out in the middle, of Europe.
On a dairy farm.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. So, you're a busy person, and so for you, what are the ways that, I was talking to Jeff Teeper this morning, and he was talking about, he's doing the marathons, needing something to kind of balance out all the work. How about you? What's your thing?
Well, I love to read. So I'm a big reader of actually more fiction than nonfiction, but I do both. And then I have two girls, two daughters. I took sabbatical this summer, so that helped me balance. And we went to the World Cup, and so watched the women's soccer team win the World Cup. So that was good timing. I can't claim it was because we were there, but it was really fun to be a part of that journey. But yeah, just spending time with my girls, reading a book, making food with my husband, those types of things. And friends. Actually, you know, the thing about community for me is something I've realized. I'm only at my best when I'm surrounded by people that lift me up and I can lift them up. And so that friend network is really core to me, which is what we hope we can bring with community.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our community, you know, coming up in the SharePoint world, this community is so strong, and it's extended now obviously to Microsoft Teams and Office 365 and all of that. I mean, I think that, have you seen shifts in that over the years? I think it just gets stronger. I don't know. I mean,
I think it does, and I think, you know, there are times when it's tough because we have to evolve the communities and push ourselves forward in the cloud adoption. So, you know, I got to launch Office 365 and now Microsoft 365, but those are hard conversations to have. But when we get through that together and when we see what we can actually accomplish, I think it just builds stronger bonds.
Yeah, I agree. I talking about that this morning. It was kind of like when the cloud came, everybody was like, you're going to take our server product and put it where? What y'all thinking? You know what I mean? And so you went through that, right? Yeah. What is it like to launch a giant product? I mean,
well, my favorite thing in launching Office 365 was this research we did around what you say and what people hear. And you say cloud, and people said scared. And so I just remember going back to that, and we were so convicted that it was the right thing to do for the business. But it was a big, it was a big leap, and we were trying to really push forward quite quickly. And we had a core product that people loved, and set of services, and a very successful business. And we knew that we needed to make that transformation and be a bit more visionary. And so it was hard and challenging, but it was also really exciting. And it's, truly humbling to see where we've come and how much further we still have to go. And so for me, watching Satya's keynote yesterday, just looking at how much opportunity we have in every year, and I know it's hard to keep up with all the announcements, but it's just truly transformational of what we can do to help our customers transform their businesses and be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that we did a shift, talking about end of life and all of that, and that was earlier this year. So that was sort of getting people ready for that. So what's the next iteration of sort of that Microsoft 365 story that we're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's really on twofold. One is Teams as a platform. So how do we think about Teams beyond chat and collab, and really thinking about being an essential way for you to transform the way your organization is working? And what I mean by that is, like, what are the business processes that you can change? What are the communities that you can bring together? How can you innovate more quickly by connecting the right people? How can you connect with your retail employee on the front line to understand, or on the first line to understand, the feedback directly from customers and take action more quickly? So really that change management and the work transformation on Teams is one of those pieces. And the other one is security. And what we can offer together and how we partner together to create secure organizations and the advanced capabilities we have around security. I think many people saw some of the work in Jared's keynote and Satya's and in Kirk Koenigsbauer's, and really thinking about how can we apply that AI and the learning and the insights and machine learning to help everyone be better, because we just can't keep up as humans. And so really helping our customers secure their workplace is super important.
Absolutely. And I loved the announcements about the Creative Cloud. We were just talking about my rig and what I've been doing as far as like video editing and stuff, and being able to do that on my phone and all of that. So will you talk about that a little bit too?
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that people communicate in so many different ways and can be creative in so many different ways. And these mediums, obviously mobile is so key to that. Video, like how do you get your message across more like informally and human, going back to that human point. And so that's definitely forefront. Like how do we make it as easy as possible for people to interact with technology and use the mode they're most comfortable in.
Yeah, absolutely. How many Ignites or / old school tech eds is this for you?
You know, I start this Ignite, I was here in Chicago, and
Yeah.
so all the way through, you know, for the past 3 or 4 years, my team has been an integral part of Ignite, and they spend so much time
Yes.
throughout the entire year building for this moment.
Yeah.
So that's been really what's been fun, is
That's
to watch
cool.
them and,
Yeah.
and all the learnings. And frankly, the thing for us is it is about everybody here, the attendees, and we try to learn. So it's so important to get the feedback, to understand what we can do better, to understand the content types. I mean, I remember it used to just be hour-long breakout sessions with PowerPoints. We worked really hard. Like, you all told us you wanted theater sessions, hands-on
Great.
labs, immersions, interactive.
Yeah.
And so that's been a great
Yeah.
evolution to see that come to life.
That's awesome. I know, it's really fun to just the evolution of all of it, and and shout out to the Microsoft 365 team. Nice
Aw.
job, y'all. No, seriously, this looks
Well, thank
gorgeous, and you all work really hard, and I think everybody's trying to sort of figure out, and keep up, like you were saying, and having experiences that are immersion and different places where you can go talk to, we've got MVPs in here, we've got your team,
Yeah.
we've got all kinds of
Yeah.
partners and customers, so we've got all that stuff in here.
Yeah.
So, nice job.
Well, I mean, we have over, I think, 3,000 MVPs across Microsoft,
Yeah.
and about 10% of them are here, and we couldn't do
Right.
it without you. And
Yeah.
so, this is one point in time. We now have the Ignite Tour, which goes to multiple cities, 30 locations, and this is a community, and you're an extended part of the family. And so that's really what it means to us, is we want to make sure we have that ongoing dialogue and connection, and supporting our customers, and obviously the people who are our biggest fans, which are our MVPs. And sometimes our biggest push,
Oh yeah,
biggest,
user voice,
yeah.
right? User voice.
That's a good way of putting
Right?
it. User voice. But we take it to heart and we appreciate it, because we don't get better if we don't
Yeah,
get it.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, you're a delight to talk to and always see. And thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate everyone. We've got Catherine Boeger here. And have a beautiful rest of your Ignite. How about that?
Sounds great. Thank you. At any time. Look forward to seeing you again, Heather.
Awesome. Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.